just get started on building some stuff. How's it going there, John, Derek, and Edgar? Welcome to tonight's, I don't know, another relaxing stream. Happy Friday. Let's start the weekend off with some video games, I would say. So we'll pop over to the game. Boom, there we go. And we will get started. Alright, so here we are in rolling line again. Pretty much at the same state as yesterday's stream, though I did make some minor changes and adjustments to the track itself here. I did figure out how to do kind of standard crossovers like this. So we got them kind of working. It was super important for me to do this because of how these are done. I had to kind of relay pretty much the whole track today just to get them spaced in correctly here, especially since the switches are pretty large assets, so that kind of limits how close together I can put tracks because of that. But we got it all laid out here. It looks pretty good, and everything should be in a good spot for today. Here's a lot of test cases over here as I was messing with things. Let's grab our controls and let's make this a big edit. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. What I'm doing here is I'm just unlocking everything. Whenever you save and kind of reload, all the assets that you were using kind of lock so that you can't mess with them. There we go. Good starting point. How's the audio? Let me know if my awesome Warcraft 3 music is a little loud or things like that. Alright, so today what I want to do is I actually want to get this factory made here. This is a kind of a key landmark with the rest of the build. It's going to dictate a lot of our scale on the north side of the Little Kanawha River here. And so we'll kind of get this factory in and maybe bring the line to like a conclusion over on this way, something like that. And then we can also, yeah, I think we'll go from there, I would say. Yeah, okay. Let me bring up my Google Maps and find this factory. This factory, I don't know what it is, to be honest. It's not really labeled on Google Maps as anything specific. If I had to guess, based on kind of what I'm seeing around the area, is it's Chernobyl. No. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Bloop. So this is kind of what we're going to be making here. So you can see it kind of starts, it's relatively centered on the first kind of junction. And then it's a pretty interesting structure. It's peaked multiple stories, probably 1, 2, 3 stories tall, something like that. Kind of in most areas with the peaked roof, which would be another challenge to do. These here are ventilation sections for the interior. It's got not a lot to it. Conveyors, piping going across. So we'll see how well we do. First things first, we need to get some landmarks in to kind of dictate placement. So we'll be using probably the rail line itself as kind of a measuring stick, but I also might start comparing this thing with other things like maybe the bridges, just to get lengths down. So we're gonna get rid of all this temporary stuff that was kind of in reserve. Bloop. And I also want to see what the terrain height is kind of like. It looks like this factory is relatively flat and even with the terrain that the rail is sitting on. And the rail is pretty well raised up there. Okay. So we will, I guess I could probably click, click, click. Maybe bring the table itself up a bit on both sides. That way I don't have to worry about making a whole bunch of height adjustments. That's pretty close, I would say. And then if we can just get these to kind of sit flush here. Boom and boom. All right. Let's look at some pieces. Some actual structures here today. Let's do, first things first, let's look through the industrial side and look at some stuff that we might want to use. Maybe some of these pipings, industrial framework would be good. Obviously a lot of this will be used kind of around the structure. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Some bins, some fences. Really, I'm kind of looking for large structures that I'll be able to kind of duplicate around. These can't be colored, which is my only downside to using these pieces. Since you can't color them, they're pretty limiting, honestly, in their use case scenario. Wow, did they add a big clock tower? That's pretty cool looking. The game recently got updated, by the way. We might be able to use some of these. So like this, for example, can be part of a warehouse type deal. And then if we color them, go over to our colors a bit. Let's see what type of options we have here. So essentially there's two color options. One's kind of a trim and the rest is something else. But that could be, you know, something for sure. Nothing much there. This, I don't think this could be used for much unless I wanted to add some window details. Next tab. These might be good to get our peaked roof in. Or honestly, I might use this. It's a bit bigger by default and I might scale a little bit better. So we can think about that. Nothing else here really yet. Let's look at some of my modded assets, because, you know, I do have like storage tanks and things installed. This could be the building core, the peak sitting on top. Maybe. I also downloaded some larger kind of factory buildings like this. Which could be used as at least maybe the two center buildings could be this. And we can modify it a bit. I would say, honestly, it's kind of the right scale already. Let's put it next to maybe the other factory and see if the width is enough. All right. Let's compare. Okay, so right now it's a little too big. But honestly, that is scalable, right? So I can just scale this down. It's almost like each building is a little bit more like that. So if I move this in position, and it's about that 3 stories that we wanted too. And the rightmost center building is centered about there. How much room do I leave between this and the railroad? About like that. Let's get this up a bit. Actually, I need to go back a bit more because I'm gonna be doing some industrial stuff on the front face of this. All right, and then we just copy it here. I'm glad it didn't want to snap because I can kind of mess with things. Okay, not bad there. Let's try using these. Honestly, I might use the thinner ones. So let's go back to our structures here. Use the thinner, longer ones for what I'm about to do. So we'll scale them up to about there. Them up. Let me zoom in on this. Okay. I'll leave those clips on, pretty straightforward. Let's actually get this a little bit more centered properly. Okay, that's gonna be even. both these to the other side. So we have something to work with. Boop. Boop. Make sure this is a little bit more straight on the right side. Good to go there. Wonderful. Do. Okay, get that. Scale it down. Not gonna be exactly quite right, is it? Let's try moving these a little bit more apart with each other. Giving it some additional room might just be better. And I can just use the roof as part of it rather than wasting the material. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Coloring is going to be important too, just to, you know, sell the whole vibe. These are like carbon scrubs, or, you know, whatever they're supposed to be. Yeah, I think that's better. So, pilot guy, how's it been, my friend? Haven't talked to you in a while. You've been doing some pretty cool flying stuff in Discord. Practicing maneuvers. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. What sort of color palette can these buildings hold? Ooh, nice. They have all 4 or 3 color slots available. So we're looking at kind of a rusty industrial color. Not really red rust, but more like, probably like a beige. Probably like more like sandy with some reds in there. So we'll probably start with this. Doing good, getting better, and having been fun currently on procrastinating and editing the next video. You mean you are pulling an Uthris? I'm proud of you. Okay, so that's about what that looks like. It's all the windows. That's the roof. I think I can turn something like that. Okay. Come back here. Some rust for the roof. All right. And then like maybe a darker red for some of the trim. You had a good teacher for that. Yeah, well, screw you too, bud. Jeez. Man. Throw me under the bus like that. Wow. Jeez. Try this color for the roof. Looks a bit better, to be honest. I think more neutral, diluted colors look better in this game, since you don't have much control over them. I was already under it. Wow. Wow. Okay, guy. Not wrong. That's it for that, and then these roof pieces need to be darker, like a charcoal, kind of like really dark charcoal-y color. If I can do that. Obviously that might be better. Not quite black. Honestly, maybe doing the whole side? Nah, just the roof. I think just the roof is all it needs. It'll apply some contrast. Painting is you know, it's a trial and error process, so I'm not gonna get everything right on the first go. By any means. But, you know, it's worth the effort to just try things out, because you kind of never know until you get it down. The Twin Otter pilot guy is almost ready for flight sim. I really want that Twin Otter. I also need to get flight sim set up for my VR headset. But right now it's kind of unplayable with its frame rate. But I think there's settings that I have to really go into and take a look at. Kind of update that, you know. Okay, that's not bad. I don't like it's a little too orangey. A little too yellow on the main structure, so we'll see if we can't fix that a bit. Let's try this one. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's a muted kind of factorial look, you know? And when we cover up all these windows on the front, it'll definitely look like a factory. Okay. So that's a little bit more than half of the main building width. Really making me want to order a VR set, and I need to at least get a joystick first. Yeah, to me, like, I'm surprised you don't have like a hood house and like all that good stuff. That's definitely, in my opinion, more important than a VR headset. And you could always do track IR. Honestly, like, you know, I still have my track IR. You want to buy my track IR off me, huh? Do we want to go that route? I can send it to you. What do I want to use for these buildings? I kind of want to use this as a good kind of base. And then maybe we can use something a little bit more custom for the roof. So let's get that hooked in. They don't snap together. That's a problem. Alright, so this building goes... There to there. I think I need one more on here. Let's see if I can get that to work. Good trick to get things to line up is if you can get your camera to be roughly the same way, it's not too obvious when you have it. Let's lower this down. I want maybe the top windows to be showing here. I think that would look good. So if I can get these maybe lined up like that and then push it just so it's kind of intersecting that pillar. You just kind of move these in position. These essentially function very similar to like you know, like a prefabbed kind of building attachment that was added to the factory later. I keep saying factory. I don't know if it's actually a factory or a processing plant or refinery or what it is really. But and the thing is, this goes all the way to the edge. So it very quickly makes the floor space much larger and the footprint to this structure much larger. The one you wouldn't have been out of stock for a while. You're talking about your joystick? I wouldn't say you're a joystick. I mean, if it's been out of stock, yeah, it's kind of been. Next. I'm fairly certain there is a fence that's corrugated metal. I think I might use that for this roof. Just gonna blow it up real big. And lay it flat. When in doubt, use pieces. You wouldn't think so otherwise. Alright, let's get this roof. Most joysticks have been out for a while. Really? Is that just all the people that are home kind of playing games, you know? Flight Sim release, wreck the joystick and HOTAS market. Yeah, but like honestly, like I guess I'm just surprised you're just not going to bite the bullet and you know, buy a relatively cheap one. You know, you don't need the best of the best to at least have a joystick. Just having a joystick, I think, is better than not having a joystick. Rotate this. I don't know how it got so flipped around. Put that's definitely wrong. Okay, let's go grab some prefabbed sheet metal kind of building colors. It does tend to be a little bit more bluish. Maybe I would want. So I need to find something very neutral. Can I add one? Oh, yeah. Let's bring the saturation down. Okay, bring that down. More like 20% saturation. Let's try that. I mean, that's technically the right color. Okay, music got really intense. Let's see, what's a good video game with a soundtrack, guys? Okay, that's not bad. And then I think I need the roof to match. Even though they technically don't on the photos. Something like that. No. That's not right. Need something that actually matches that building a bit. Maybe a really light gray. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, let's get some trim. Which, honestly, I'm thinking about just using this for it. It'll just be easier to use a shape. Deadbolt OST? What's Deadbolt? I need to get these lowered. a twist. All right, and maybe this will be the item that kind of unifies the color palette on the two buildings. All right, boom. Okay, fine. I need chimneys, some large chimneys. And also more industrial stuff over the front of this. I'm going to go to building and don't want to use that. Maybe this will maybe work. Actually, no. Nope, it's a covered portion. Ooh, maybe this. Sure, this is for trains, but it is relatively industrial looking. So if I just scale it up a bit, and maybe throw half of it into the building. All right, so we're gonna need 3 of them. I'll probably end up fixing the staircase portion. And hiding like a lot of these stairs. I think from a industrial cover standpoint, it's not bad. Okay, now I need the chimneys, which I think is a mod for me. Smokestack. I swear I have seen a smokestack in this game. And here, what I wouldn't give for a search function sometimes. It's in miscellaneous. Nope. Okay. Vehicle. Don't know why it would be in vehicle. Shapes. No, that's like a nuclear cooling tower. That's not what I want. Sometimes I wish there was more people in chat who've played this before. Oh, come on. I definitely remember there being a smokestack. Is it literally right here? Yep. Okay, so that'll be the main portion, and then it honestly needs to get thinner at the top. So I might have to find something to do that. What is this? Just like a shape? Seems weird. Alright, let's get this over here. Let's see if I can get, maybe... Let's shrink the size of this a bit, because it does need to be thinner in general. Get this in there, shrink it a bit. I think that's correct. Ugh, I can't color these, really? Okay, down a bit more. Ba ba ba. Trains, much trains. Very train. I'd say that looks okay. Are they tall enough though? Might need to go one taller and shrink it to about there, just to get the height. Did I build that factory myself, or was it a preset that I'm editing? So this is a modded factory structure that I'm adding things onto. This is a little bit more kind of just hand-built, thrown together. This section, this kind of prefabbed area, just using like some wall structure supports and using a corrugated fence as a roof. The base of these smokestacks are actually mod assets, but I might end up changing what I'm using for them because I can't, well, maybe it's fine to have it two-tone. Kind of like a gray bottom with a red top. I want a different red on there though. And then these factories, kind of the same thing. I can just throw different buildings together. You know, some of them are a little bit prefabbed with like an extra building slapped onto it, you know. But generally everything's just kind of kit bashed together. So I'm doing the same thing over there right now. Wouldn't mind these to be different color than the roof, just to make them pop a little bit more. Ah, man, okay. It bugs me that I can't color those. Let's just do that. Let's bring that down to there. Kind of on both sides. You like the two-tone? Like, I do. I just wish it didn't go as high. So, like, maybe if we, you know, did a two-tone here, like, up to that level, would be good. And then I also kind of, I saw these pieces, and I kind of want to add some rings, and maybe add some white stripes. It's not there in my reference images, but I think it would be cool to have just as some additional color pieces, you know, make it pop a bit. So like if I add a ring here and, you know, go over here with it. And then maybe we can do one at that level, maybe at kind of every pinch. And we could almost use it as a way to smooth out the width changes a bit. Something like that. And then one final one maybe at the last transition area. Like there. That could be cool. Heck if I know. I'm just winging it. A little bit smaller. See how well we can copy the right side here. What I wouldn't give for some copy and paste in this game, though. Definitely need some copy paste. Okay. There we go. I think that's pretty accurate from like a height perspective. So like, you know, if this is, put kind of the reference image a bit next to it. He might be a little bit too tall, but honestly, I'm fine with that. It'll look a little bit more grand that way. So. All right. Next bit. So it's a big conveyor system, kind of running rooftop to rooftop here. So let's go industrial building again. Kind of need to find decent structure to use here. My lord, couldn't I have used this as a chimney? No, I don't think that would have scaled well. It starts too small. Okay. Don't think that's quite right. Let's try. Let's try this maybe to house the convey. Maybe this would be like the conveyor. Scale it up just a little bit. Okay. This thing really runs parallel to this. Not quite touching the chimneys, but pretty close to it. And have this be a catwalk, but at least have some industrial framework underneath of it, which could sell the industrial vibe a bit more. Okay. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And let us get this. Definitely needs to sit over the right side. Eventually, because this kind of comes over to I'm missing a building. Is that really that close to the chimneys? No, not that close. Maybe we can just move a full unit over. And it's not really going to be possible for me to recreate everything exactly, nor do I really want to recreate everything exactly. I want it to be accurate, but not like fret over the details. So let's see. What is this? A shed? No, that doesn't work. think honestly that belongs on the right side a bit. Really wish you could color this building though. This sits honestly more like that. And then we need, I think I can go with this. Just scale this up pretty large. Rotate it around. Center it like that. I want to change the color a bit. We can definitely make it work. Okay, that's fine. This up too. Kind of pluck that there. All right. Doesn't look too bad or too inaccurate. It's definitely something. See if you can't Get that there. And then just for the sake of convenience, we'll just line this up with it. Do these clip together? Nope. Not worth it then. This though, use some supports. I'm honestly happy that we're getting things built on this stream. I mean, last stream, you know, we did a lot of heavy lifting for measurements and stuff, so real happy that we're getting some details in. Probably color these supports real dark. Maybe to try and show how like rusted out they are. What do you guys think of the factory on this side so far? Look good? I think it'll look better once there's some more outbuildings, some textures around it, and some foliage. But we're definitely, you know, getting there. Quite a bit of detail already in it. Yeah, it is. All right, let's try some of the modded ones. Yes, a chemical thing. This is what what we have needed. Actually, I don't think these are even colorable. It's not. Why did I download stuff that's not colorable? Real frustrating. Let's go back to this one. Because at least I think these ones can be colored. Alright, so we need a large container here. Probably sink it down to lose the fence. Keep the pipes exposed though. Why did they make it non-colorable? You know, I don't know if that requires much more coding than what they already kind of put in or what, but you know, it's just some things aren't. I don't know. I'm not the one that made it. I just build things with it. No. This might look relatively industrial if I stick it correctly. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Nope. Not quite right. This might be better. Really wish I could two-tone this building. This little addition here. It would look so much better. But alas, we cannot. Let's get some of these. That's a base over here. Just go in another like quarter or so. And then this building goes all the way to about there. think I kind of need to copy the roof technique over here. Because I was not ever really a huge fan of how this building kind of flickers when navigating. Let's get the outer corner first, because everything else can be clipped through. Looking good. Or kind of looking good. Let's get this. Actually, because I'm putting the roof on this, I only need the edge pieces. I don't even need the center. Duh. I need some windows. This will probably do. Do 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 do. Forgot you put this on, walked away, and hear a voice from the other room. Well, you know, I'm just invading your home. Please ignore me and give me all your money. Thank you. Don't report me to the police. And carry on about your day. Don't worry, I'm just here for the ride. Hey, at least you're not hearing voices, right? Like, you're not turning into a schizophrenic. Hashtag confirmed. Yeah, I'm just here for the snacks. Let's color this a little bit. Honestly, technically it has to be that color. Which I'm kind of surprised at. Well, I'm not really surprised. Coloring these things tend to be pretty similar. All right, let's run some piping. Custom objects. We'll grab maybe one of these fellas. To find turning into you gotta go. All right, I hope you enjoy the game. If you do end up getting it, I think it's you know, a great little one, especially if you have a VR headset and you can walk around these maps and, you know, have some fun. Almost play it a little bit like Derail Valley or something. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. You have returned, but welcome back. We have made some progress, I like to think. I actually don't like that. Let's try just black. I think we need a little bit more pop. Or I could try this color. Maybe something light. Accidentally deletes entire structure. Luckily, that's actually not a problem. Like, if I accidentally hit R, yeah, what I have here will delete. I can lock it. I can almost like lock it like a layer, so I can never really edit it until I unlock it again, which could be a potential solution. Is this ring the right size? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, don't like that. Let's try a different color, maybe something real rusty like that. And then maybe I can change the color here. So It's not red on red, but a little bit more gray on red. So the pipes are a little bit more visible. It's okay. And then copy this color, multi-paint that. Oh, multi-paint, you're a bit of a pain to do. Let's delete that, delete. It'll just be easier to copy. A new catwalk in. I wanted to get the rest of the supports kind of rusty colored. I didn't realize earlier that I could color that section before laying this all down. Boy, I tell you, industrial things all end up looking the same, right? It's just a pile of rust. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I might make that color though, just to make it. Really wish I could multi-paint that thing, because I would paint the roof probably black or something, kind of allow it to stand out. Oh, good. I can get this over here. This is kind of what I'm doing for the edge frame of the table. There's something that, you know, framing a scene, a model, kind of in this black trimmed, it just kind of makes it stand out, makes it pop a good bit. Especially when you get into the water detail. Like having that trim there next to the water is a really good look on it. I think this needs to go up a little bit, like that, to match the height on the other table. Very, very clean. Good. All right, how we doing scale-wise on this factory? Am I getting too too screwy with it? I honestly think so a little bit. I felt like this portion needs to be about 20% smaller because it's a little bit more of a rectangle structure on here. At least it feels more like a rectangle. This is relatively accurate, I would say. I feel like this is a bit of a problem. Maybe it feels like a rectangle because of all the junk that's kind of in here that I'm kind of missing, and this is the most part of the roof that you see. Maybe we'll just leave it for now and keep working on it. Tough to say sometimes. Let's grab this structure here. Bloop. This. I don't want to flip that around. Let's see if there's a different one I can use. Maybe this one. It doesn't have all the extra bits to get in the way. Bloop. Oh, these are like condos, aren't they? If I flip it around and do that, that'll make it look a little bit more industrial. Just a bit more. Let's try that and this and this and there. Oop. Oh, multi-paint. You're killing me. I think bringing that color across will help uniform the building a bit. It'll make the grunginess look a little bit more grungy. And then to the left, we honestly kind of have another building like this. It's kind of tacked on, oh, about there. Then another building, create more roof. Additional grunge applied. Yes. Very, very grunge. Much rust. Just trying to do that. That looks fine. And then it honestly kind of just gets another warehouse structure. This, though, needs to be smaller. It's kind of just a single story addition. And it goes all the way out to probably there. Two. Let's move this in. I think I'm getting a little wide. Just a little wide. In my placement. Okay. I think that's fairly accurate. Factory. Okay, it's there. This. Is it just the interior? Boom, boom. Yeah, this is getting a little wide. A little too wide. So let's take this part in. To be more like that. Another one of these back here. I wish I could kind of pick this whole thing up, squish it together a little bit, and move it a little bit to the right. But alas, we cannot do that. Let us compare what we have here. Now, the street view is going to be a bit different than what we see here. I just want to see from roughly this interstate how, I guess the, what's the best term for this? The silhouette from this far away, kind of how it looks. So I need to scroll down a little bit more like that. Okay, so that is what the factory looks like from here. I don't know how well you guys can see it. And then let's see if I can get these roughly the same scale. This is what this factory looks like from street view. I'd say it's pretty accurate, surprisingly. What do you guys think? I think the color's a little off. I need to maybe a little bit more beige on some areas. But I think it looks fairly accurate. Bloop. Like maybe this color for that. There too. I think color-wise, technically, that's a little bit more accurate. Let's see, this roof, we're just gonna make it, we're gonna paint it black. Ugh. Ew. Ew. God. When you can't get multi-paint to work, just copy pasta, right? Okay, that's good. Scroll out. Okay, so from a high level perspective, yeah, this factory is way too wide. It's just way too wide. It's 1, 2, almost 3 of its full widths to get to about, let's go to the road. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3. That's like 3.5. So 1, 2. We're about almost one size too big on this thing. That's frustrating. Or we're correct in size, but not over far enough to the right. I can't tell. Because from a scale perspective, this feels right, and it looks right. I don't want to have to move everything to the right by like almost one full one of these. And then if I took one full one of these off, I think this part is pretty accurate. I'll leave it for now. Leave it for now. If I sit here and remake it, you know, just everyone would be like, okay, stream's over. Let's get the water placed. That looks good. Oh, I'm gonna have to move it. I'm gonna have to move it. Let's get rid of one section. Okay, if I move everything to the right. Let's say let's start it here and let's see how it goes. Dang it, this thing. Hopefully a lot of this is just going to be a straightforward kind of move process. Well, it may not be. So we go there, there, there. I feel like I had to go through the same thing on the other side of the map too. When I first kind of started this factory, like I had to move. I obviously didn't build as much, but like I had to move this like 3 times over to kind of get the feeling right there. So this just might be kind of normal for me. I'm gonna destroy that. Okay. It'll be interesting to see if I can get this all to realign. I'll probably do it. It's not gonna look exactly right, but honestly, just need to look exactly right. I'm probably a little bit too much of a perfectionist when it comes to this game, since it doesn't seem to have as many kind of tools at its disposal as, say, like something like Planet Coaster to make my life easy. In fact, it seems to want to make this as hard as possible for me. What I wouldn't give for that copy and paste right about now. Okay, this, let's move over here-ish. Going here. You're really bringing the cam in here? Mm-hmm. Why are you doing that to me?
I don't know.
It's not very nice. What's up?
You should try this.
No. Okay. This into the center of the building. And this recentered onto there. Very nice. Let's get this over here. There's honestly like not much I can say about what I'm doing right now, considering you guys have already seen this once before. So sorry if commentation is a little light right now. I just want to get this rebuilt as quickly as possible. And I'm pretty sure these will reline pretty easily. I hope so, at least. If I'm off by like 1% on some of these moves, then the amount of skew that's going to happen long term is going to be fairly noticeable. Get that in there. And then we bring this over. Bump it up against here. Like that. One test that I need to do. Actually, this might be a better spot anyways. So we're definitely going to lose some long-term alignment with the track, but that's okay. I might be able to bring some of this back this way a little bit more. Because everything should be about a 30-degree angle from this side right now. And so from this dock, almost straight across, like technically, if this was correctly lined up to the other side right now, this should be roughly the center of the factory. But since everything's kind of off by 30 degrees or 15 degrees or so, like it might make sense that the center of the factory is going to wind up more like here. Oh, boy. Ow. Those are not very squared on there. Okay, that. These I can just place without having to drag it over, just be easier. I need some more music. Maybe Witcher soundtrack would be cool. Something different. Oh man, some of these are gonna be a real pain to move. Is this the same size? Yes, it is. Yes, factory emoji. Very, very true. That there again. Okay, first stack essentially remade. I'm not excited to do these rings again, but shall be done. Nonetheless, let me just, oh crap. Doop. Okay, first stack done. Side's fine. To the right, a little bit forward, and then a little bit back this way. Okay. They are not the same height. That bugs the crap out of me. I don't know why they aren't the same height, but they're not quite there. Yeah, the left one's just a hair taller. Bring that down a bit. There we go. Not exact, but still pretty good. Okay. That looks back to normal. So let's bring this over. Okay. Okay. Factory in my face, no good. Oh my lord. Again. That's pretty much back to normal now. This we can and set a bit. Okay. Let's put these back. And we're gonna get the pipeline across the roof as well. I don't know. Hopefully this pays off. Otherwise, I've just wasted almost building this thing twice for no reason. when we could have just moved on to something else. Thanks, Fallen Angel Gamer, for the subscription. Enjoy your time on the channel. Also, FaZe King, thanks for the sub. Let's do this. And this was really only to there, so I think this little pipeline became a little shorter just because of wrong one. Since we kind of made the factory a little bit more narrow. We definitely gained some more room here, which is honestly what I was looking for. I think I need to destroy this. This might need to just be an L shape. And then bring this over to here. Okay, good. Good. We are almost back in business. Okay, let's go this way. Now we can go back to adding things instead of moving some things. Though honestly, I think there's some things I need to move first. Need to get this back in place. This roof. I think we are missing a spot. Over here. And then take that, bring it over. I don't know why this corrugated fence kind of doesn't really line up well, but Okay, that's all filled in, looking good there. Horizontal and then down. Oof. All right, what do you guys think that was worth the effort to do? I think so. Long term, it's definitely going to pay off. Short term, you know, probably would have been nice to work on some other things, but this is okay. Let's get rid of the seam line. There we go. Okay, now we get to move on to some of the actual greenery spots that's around this thing. It'll help this kind of pop out a little bit from the surroundings and really kind of ground it in here, which I think is going to be pretty. So first things first, we need to get some ground texture laid around the foundation. So this is going to be stuff like gravel spots, you know, dirt, things like that. So we can then detail around it. And the nice thing is, the way this is done, we can kind of make this look like however we want and then color it after the fact to make everything kind of pop. Okay, there. And then this just goes basically straight back. So there's a bit of storage for some material back here. Basically kind of trashy industrial dirt and filth along the edge. And the path here kind of ends. Let's bring up that table a bit. Actually, let's go down like... So this is like a gentle slope back down to this height. So I have to capture that somehow. And then just kind of a lot of trees, shrubs, miscellaneous stuff around here. that. And then right in front, the factory on the opposite side of the rail. It honestly kind of ends here. There's like a path going up through here. And for a little bit, it kind of raises up. To be the same level. Kind of does so on this portion of the factory. And then it slopes back downwards. On both sides. So using these rough shapes, you know, while may look a little weird at this stage, once we get all the trees and shrubs and grass in, honestly, it'll kind of pop back out and hopefully look real good. Is this rail floating? It is. That's not what I want there. There we go. Okay. Let's get some thin bits of road. And I need to change my perspective in Google Maps a bit to get this to kind of path around correctly. Closer to the water a bit, and then we're going to do a little bit of a V shape, which are kind of back down at the normal height a bit more. Okay, let's get some other shrubs and stuff. Let's I'm gonna copy this color. Because technically this is the color of our greenery. I think it's fine to have the occasional bit of this yellowy green, but for the most part, it's gonna be this color. And then copy some trees, which look like they tend to be a little bit more towards the water side. There's a couple up here, but most of the tall trees pretty much right on the river in this case. Otherwise, it's kind of like a lot of grass and trees more so, or grass and shrubs kind of through here. Okay, and let's get some kind of bauble type stuff. So this is kind of like a good, kind of small shrub or like ivy type detail in my opinion. These little bulbs, I think they work pretty well. Grab some grass. Use different scale here on this side. You don't want to go too crazy with the grass, you know, but just sparingly pop some down, because you still want the base color of the table to do a lot of the work. This is just giving it some 3D feeling. Okay. And let's color this a little bit different. Oh no! And to there. Okay. Color those back. And let's use maybe this color with it. Oh, not bad, I'd say. I'd say for the most part, this looks mostly correct. Kind of turns into a field here. Okay, nip in there. Get rid of that tree. Looks a little weird. Okay, so over to the left of this parking lot, not parking lot, this little like yard storage area type thing, which by the way should have like an outbuilding here, I guess. Can I bring this over here and this? I want it so cars can kind of fit underneath there. So it's kind of marshy about halfway through this bit. And then there's some Eco USA thing, some additional containers here. Here's more stuff. Yeah. Bit of a ruin thing here. Dirt trail. Let's get this up a little bit. Just looks like it's floating. Track is not quite in the ground. There we go. Okay, so I think that is a pretty good stopping point. Major detail piece kind of done. Kind of backdrop scenery item here. No track laying or anything like that. This stream, but I think this is a big milestone in terms of area. So what I want to do is probably end the stream kind of at this point. Everything is looking pretty good. We're getting some details in, and I hope you guys have enjoyed another little episode here of Rolling Line. So with that, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks everyone who subscribed and chatted and hung out with us this evening. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend. We might be streaming some more tomorrow evening as well. So if you want to come over and check out progress on this, definitely chill with us. And yeah, we'll see you all in the next little stream. So have a good one.